Senator Tom Cotton is the chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee and joins us now. Senator, welcome to you, and thanks so much for coming on the program. So here's more from Chuck Schumer in that same bit there, saying that President Trump gave up on the negotiations. Listen.
In a fit of rage, Trump threw in the towel, sent Republicans home, and was unable to do the basic work of negotiating. Is this the art of the deal? Posture, cajole, stamp your feet, and then give up? But he got nothing. And he walked away with his tail between his legs.
Well, that's how Chuck Schumer sees it. How do you see it, Senator?
Well, it sounds like Chuck Schumer trying to put lipstick on a pig of his own making. Sandra, just to put in context what Chuck Schumer has done here in the U.S. Senate for the past 7 months, the vast majority of nominees historically are confirmed by a voice vote, not a recorded vote in the Senate. They go through the committee process. They're fully vetted. There's a vote in the committee. That's been deemed appropriate for decades. Most presidents in modern times have had 90 to almost 100% of their nominees confirmed by voice vote. That all stopped in Donald Trump's first term when Democrats did it at a lower than two-thirds rate. And now this year, not a single nominee, Sandra, not one, has been confirmed by voice vote. That's Chuck Schumer's doing. And then this weekend, Chuck Schumer demanded that Donald Trump spend $1 billion on foreign aid, to include money for Hamas in Gaza, to confirm just a handful of his nominees by voice vote. President Trump, I think, smartly said, no way. He called Chuck Schumer's bluff. He said, go home to be with your constituents, and when we get back, Sandra, we'll change the rules to eliminate the Democrats' delaying tactics and get the Senate back to its customary practices of promptly confirming the president's nominees, so we can make sure that we're focusing on the people's business. Chuck Schumer is going to learn a lesson here. He's apparently going to have to learn it the hard way.
Well, Senator Warren, not even disguising it, this is about blocking Donald Trump and his agenda. Here she is in her own words on the Dem strategy to combat Trump.
There's short term, and that is we block what we can block. We, use the moves we've got in the Senate and in the House, and we're doing that. It's limited, but it's not nothing.
I mean, you can't help but think, what did the party learn since the last presidential election, Senator?
Yeah, very little, Sandra. And that's the ironic thing, is that they can't stop these nominees. As we saw on Saturday night, we confirmed these nominees, many of them on a bipartisan basis. Again, nominees that could have been confirmed in years past by voice vote. So that's why when we come back in September, we'll change the rules. We'll eliminate the Democrats' ability to have these delaying tactics. They can still have a recorded vote if they want to, but there will no longer be hours of silence on the Senate floor, because they're not even going down and debating the merits of these nominees. They're just needlessly dragging out the clock. Once that rule is changed, we'll be able to promptly confirm the president's nominees, and there won't be another situation like this in the future.
All right, I got to ask you about these Texas Democrats who have fled 1,100 miles now in an attempt to block this vote from happening in the state legislature. That would obviously be the vote to push forward the GOP's redistricting efforts. Where do you see this going from here? I mean, first of all, are they going to come back, and do they have any other choice but then to come back and vote?
Well, Sandra, as we've seen in the past, the Democrats have tried to do this in Texas over voting changes or over redistricting about 20 years ago, and in the end, they end up losing. Governor Abbott can call another special session. They just don't have the votes to stop this because Democrats aren't popular in Texas. But I find it deeply ironic that Democrats are fleeing Texas over gerrymandering to New York and Massachusetts and Illinois. New York just tried to do a mid-decade redistricting. Massachusetts has a horrible gerrymander. Republicans there typically get 35 to 40% of the vote, sometimes even more. They don't have a single member of Congress. And Illinois' congressional map, I would compare to the scribblings of a small child, but it would be unfair to small children. It is a horrific gerrymander. So it's rich the Democrats have fled Texas to these deeply Democratic states with terrible gerrymanders.
It is something to watch, and they will continue, as our reporter just pointed out, be fined every single day that they continue to not show back up. Senator, always appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sandra.
Okay. Bill,